Okay, so this is the ACO 3108 V2 Uzumaki Naruto edition. Definitely my best keyboard till date for very obvious reasons, and in this video we're going to talk about everything there is to know about this keyboard. It's important to point out that I was extremely excited when this came in the mail, and when I actually finally looked at the box, I almost passed out. And speaking about the box, let's actually talk about the unboxing experience. You get this really nice looking box, right? With the Naruto logo and everything on it. And when you actually take off the sleeve, you get a black box that says ACO. Inside the box, you get the keyboard itself wrapped up with the dust cover. And when you move that out of the way, you're actually going to see the manual. Since the keyboard is actually orange, you're actually going to get a USB-C cable that's really thick and also orange, and it's really high quality. Very well built, and it also has a locking mechanism for the keyboard, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more later. The last thing that you get in the box is going to have to be the keycap puller, which is basically a pink-headed keycap puller, and it's a wired keycap puller, so really nice and very easy to use. Speaking about the build quality for this keyboard, is a standard 104 key layout with a mostly plastic build, so it actually feels really nice. Now speaking about the flex though, when I tried to flex it a little bit, I did get a little bit of give, but it wasn't anything too dramatic. On the back of the keyboard, you get 5 non-slip rubber feet, and this non-slip rubber feet do a better job of keeping the keyboard on my desk than any other keyboard that I've used. Now, in addition to that, you actually get 2 flip-up feet in 2 different heights that you can use to raise the height for this keyboard. You get a standard one, and then you get the really tall one that nobody is probably going to ever use because it's just uncomfortable to type with that. Also on the back, towards the middle of the top, you're going to get the USB-C port. It's kind of receded, and the cable that's actually included in the box is designed to actually lock into this mechanism, so if you're somebody who likes to use your own customized braided cables, that might be a problem for you. Also on the back, you're going to get channel ways that you can use to pass the cable to the left or to the right of the board if you don't want the cable to go in straight down the middle. Moving on to the actual keycaps, which is probably the main reason that you would buy this keyboard anyway. The keycaps are fantastic. This is dye sublimated PBT keycaps, so they actually feel and function really nice. The font on these keycaps are also pretty impressive. In fact, this is probably top 3 best looking fonts that I've seen on any keyboard ever. And the key switches that actually came with my board was the ACO Pink switches. This typing experience felt somewhere in between typing on Gateron Reds and Gateron Browns. I couldn't really tell which one they were trying to mimic with this. The stabs on this are pink, probably to match the key switches. They were sturdy as hell, and they sounded fantastic and kept the spacebar from any rattle. Another thing to note is the fact that this is a 104 key standard layout, so changing your keycaps is probably going to be super easy, but then again, the keycaps are probably why you actually bought this keyboard, so you're probably never going to change them. Here's a quick typing test of what the ACO Pink switches sound like with the ACO 3108 V2. Now, another thing to note is that this keyboard actually supports macro layers, even though in the manual it doesn't really explain it properly, especially because it's in a foreign language. But personally, I don't even use macro layers anyway, so if you want to do that, just know that this keyboard actually has you covered. And I should also point out that FedEx shipping actually messed up my order because they actually sent this with a broken keycap that was floating somewhere around in the box when this was actually delivered. Very painful. Nonetheless though, typing on this keyboard felt fantastic. Using this keyboard every day for regular typing in the office and doing my work, and also gaming felt fantastic. I have no problem recommending this keyboard 1,000 times over. This is probably one of my favorite keyboards ever, and that hopefully has nothing to do with the fact that I'm a Naruto fanboy. If you're the kind of person that's looking for a full-size keyboard with your numpad and everything, a complete ISO layout, this is probably the perfect keyboard to buy right now. That was pretty much all my thoughts about the ACO 3108 V2 Naruto edition. Thank you so much for watching, and I guess I will see you on another video that was shot by Kagan.